Well, it's, my dad is at Sapphire and has been there for a couple of years now. So I've noticed a difference over the last few months of the quality of service based upon the transfer from Elot to Sapphire. So I know the congressman and the assemblyman have also received numerous complaints, and I think it's important that we get a commitment out of Sapphire how this operation is going to run moving forward. I know it's important for the families to document what has happened, and in the case of my father, it hasn't been a major downside personally, but I can see how some people have been neglected, and that neglect comes from staffing levels and from cuts in personnel. So I think it's important that all the elected officials, and I don't represent Goshen, but I have a personal interest, that all of elected officials hold Sapphire accountable to what they said they were going to do when they testified to the Attorney General about the purchase, that they would maintain staffing levels, they maintain nursing ratios, and the staff, the people that work there are very committed people. It's very difficult work, but that work becomes even more difficult when you can't handle the volume of people and the responsibilities of having 20 patients per one nurse versus 40 patients for one nurse. All of the other issues are very easy to hold them accountable with staffing levels. It is my intent and the intent of the congressman and the assemblyman to do so. To handle family complaints would be at their level, but my personal interest is combined with my interest as mayor, because we do have Middletown residents in that facility. It's important. We have a history in the city of dealing with nursing homes that are not in compliance. We had Highland Park Manor. We took them to court over their air conditioning systems and the lack of infrastructure within the building that was working. So we have a history here. I have pretty good knowledge of what their responsibilities are and what their obligations are, both legal and moral. And we're going to hold everyone to that standard, but that it's not just a legal obligation that you have, but you have a moral obligation to treat people with dignity, to provide their families with the assurance that their loved ones are going to be cared for in a proper manner, and that there's going to be accountability for all of those who are in that position of ownership at that facility, to not only the families but to the public.